bill, Dangote, 7 up, 170 firms may lose 2.4 trillion naira tax waivers. Talking business there. Adeliki's police DSS operatives clash over roles. Also in business, cash limits POS operators give CBN ultimatum. Debates, Atiku, Tinubu's media aids, trade words rather. Messi shines as Argentina break 36-year World Cup jinx. Ronaldo, grace and grief. I believe it's a sports piece there out of the Punch newspaper for you this morning. Tinubu will guarantee better Nigeria, says YWC. Also from the Punch newspaper, the Metro Plus pages. Farmers kill cows, 3 youths murdered in reprisal. Fleeing Ogun kidnapper arrested, confesses to multiple murder. Worker arraigned for stealing 426 cartons of spaghetti. Also from the business pages, Abuja, Abia lead as food prices soar. That's according to a report out of the Punch newspaper. Ogun governor, Amosun loyalist Otegbe faces legal hurdles in ADC. Stop chasing shadows. APC mocks Atiku's man. Osun PDP APC trade blame over 407.32 billion naira debt. And lastly, from the Punch, ex-Kano rep aspirant sues LP leaders, seeks refund.
All right, let's take a look at Premium Times. Argentina versus France. Excuse me, it's Messi. Messi finally lifts World Cup as Argentina dethroned France. That's what you have there. Cholera. Cross River government confirms 20 deaths, 30 hospitalized. 6 months after commissioning, Ekiti's multi-million naira markets remain unused. Okay, another one here. 20 people die of suspected cholera outbreak in Cross River community. Over 20 people killed as terrorists kidnap entire male population of Zafra community over missing rifles. Some more from Premium. NEMA evacuates 191 stranded Nigerians from India. Panic as suspected headers right Ogun communities threaten attack. Gunmen attack Benue community, kill 3 people. SSS withdraws personnel from Governor Adeleke. Nigerian diaspora remittances in 2021 trump foreign direct investment. That's according to President Buhari. And Buhari to INEC. You've no reason to not to be ready for 2023 elections. You have no reason not to be ready for 2023 election. That's from President Buhari. And my ex-lover assaults, blackmails me with nude videos. Empress Jama.
From the Daily Post, this one, why APC must not be allowed to return in 2023. Atiku. Elsewhere, crisis brews in Kwara Fulani community over detention of kidnapped suspects. Kaduna LP gubernatorial candidate Ashake challenges Governor Orufai to halt southern Kaduna killings. Also from the Daily Post.
That's not Lolade.
No. Okay. National Assembly budget too low. That's according to Reps, a major story out of the Daily Post. Gbajabiamila's leadership behind 9th Assembly's peaceful session. Rep. Dau Aliu says that Pantami meets with SpaceX, World Bank, Google in America to strengthen Nigeria's digital economy. Rising food prices, inflation causing malnutrition, obesity, as according to UIVC, declaring their tributes as Professor Sawyer retires from Abward. Insecurity, Ogun so safe deploys 1,000 men for Christmas, warns cultists. 2023 CBN cash withdrawal limits political will affect elections. That's according to Balkachua. PDP engaging in diversionary taxes due to its imminent defeat. APC spokesperson Bayo Ononuga. Governor Makinde's Deputy Chief of Staff, Ojo, 2 others not our members. APC 2023 Magban hints on preferred presidential candidate.
And from the Guardian newspaper, 3 banks drive sector's 81.5% contribution to market turnover. Messi crowns stellar career as Argentina dethrone France. Buhari marks 80th birthday with diplomats returns home. Some more here concerns as government shrugs off key inflation drivers. More from the Guardian. Edo police reassure residents of security embark on show of force parade. Cross River confirms death from cholera outbreak, says over 30 receiving treatment. Beneficiaries. Okay, away from that, Oanese knocks CFCC over utterance on Ekerimado's trial. Do we have more here? Okay, let's see another paper.
From the Nation newspaper, Atiku dumps Makinde for Deleke, bypasses G5. It's the story you find on the front page of the Nation. Also, we have this on, we haven't endorsed any presidential candidate by Mieti Allah. More pressure on Obaseki, Koa, Udom, others. Over 625 billion naira derivation cash fund. Messi makes history with Argentina. A disruptive template for states in search of better IGR is a piece there from the Nation newspaper this morning. PDP, Atiku chasing shadows, says APC. Military retires 756 senior soldiers is another story. NESREA, NESREA, I beg your pardon, sends 15 vessels carrying hazardous materials back to countries of origin. Some stories out of the Nation newspaper this morning. To grab a copy for those and many more.
And from Daily Trust, NAF rescues 7 Chinese 6 months after abduction in Niger. Gunmen burn Imo Magistrate Court. Potential flashpoints to watch ahead of 2023 elections. Buhari commiserates Bature Abdulaziz over son's death. NAF rescues. I took that. Let's see another one here. Argentina beat France to win 2022 World Cup. Victims of Lagos market demolition cry out. Flooding, erosion, state failed to account for multi-billion ecological fund accruals. Okay, still from there. Okay, Mbappe, and of course something here, touting him as the next GOAT or something. Yes, we'll go on our first commercial break. We'll be back.
You're listening to 32 FM 94.9.
One man knows Nigeria, understands the people, and knows how to get Nigeria back on the road to growth. His capacity to navigate numerous industries towards growth and expansion is tested and trusted. No one needs to show Atiku Abubakar how to move Nigeria forward through challenges and unto greatness. He already has a sure plan. A strategist, an entrepreneur, and job creator. Atiku Abubakar knows Nigeria, knows our people, and knows the work. Atiku, for sure. PDP! Power to the people!
Sponsored by the PDP Presidential Campaign Council.
Hey, neighbor, I said let me come and check to see if all of you are fine.
Mama Didi, we're doing great. Thank you.
Your husband?
Oh, he's fine. Too.
And you?
Mama Didi, plus my grandfather in the village were fine. What is it?
My dear, the aroma of this jollof rice has been knocking on my door since I just had
come and eat job.
Producing the new Onga Jollof Seasoning Powder. It's the new jollof taste maker, made to give your jollof rice that rich jollof taste and aroma that's really hard to resist.
Onga, Mama's helping hand.
God bless Nigeria. Live, work, and study in Canada, United Kingdom, Ireland, Cyprus, South Africa, and India. Become a permanent resident of Canada. Best country to live. Work in the United Kingdom as a skilled worker, a health worker, a caregiver, and enjoy a family life in the UK. Start your 2023 migration travel and tour plan now through NTT Go Abroad. Register for your visa process now at nttgoabroad.com and NTT Go Abroad app with 50% discount at Online Dynamics Limited, 4th floor, Cocoa House, Dugbe, Ibadan, and Stallion Hillside, Jericho, Ibadan, and collect your Christmas gifts instantly. Migration, travels, and tours. NTT Go Abroad. Integrity, expertise, and experience. 0810-273-8145. NTT Go Abroad. Powered by Online Dynamics Limited. Registration closes December 16th.
We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Christ Mercy International Church presents 21 days powerful revival. Níbi tí Ọlọ́run ti ṣetán láti lo àwọn òjíṣẹ́ rẹ̀ pẹ̀lú àkórí ìtọ́dún yìí. Igi gbígbẹ́ léyè, ògì gbígbẹ́nu ayé wa ni ó yè láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Tí yóò sì mọ wáyé ní gbogbo aago 5 di aago 8 àṣálẹ́ ọjọ́ kọ̀ọ̀kan. Bẹ̀rẹ̀ láti 1st of December to 21st of December nínú ọdún tá a wà yìí. Prophet Mayowa Moses Fèyíjì àti ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ìránṣẹ́ Ọlọ́run bíi Prophet Olúfẹ́mi Òní, Prophet Paul Adémodì, Apostle Olúwaṣẹ́gun Olúwaṣọgbọ́n, Prophet Adésọjí Ọ̀nàbánjọ, Apostle Elijah Olúṣọlá, Prophet Augustine Ogena, Prophet Paul Àrólé Jésù, Prophet Ṣẹ́gun George, Prophet Samuel Olúdáre, tó fi mọ́ Prophet Isaac Yàyíọlá, pẹ̀lú ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ olórin ẹ̀mí bíi Akíntúndé Ìlàjà Ọlọ́run ò sọ bẹ́ẹ̀, Ẹnìtàn Olúṣẹ́gun Bámidélé EOB, Bọ́sẹ̀ Super àti bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ. Gbogbo nínú gbọ̀ngàn jọ wa tó wà ní number 35 Adámọ̀lẹ́kọ̀ Street beside Butterlight Bread, Ìmọ̀lẹ́ Fálàfíà Òkè Àdó Ìbàdàn. 08077309381. Jésù dúdì yóò. Shalom.
On my way, I get one question for you. Shall you know say better sleep they improve how you dey live? Oh. If you rest for better form like Mukafo, you go enjoy your life, oh. You go battle yourself, oh. For play or for work, Mukafo. Now we then they want, oh. Quality guaranteed, Mukafo. Satisfaction assured, oh. Medical endorsement, we get them. We don't pay our dues. Affordable product, we confirm now. Mukafo, Mukafo na correct. Mukafo na baba. Mukafo na forest. Muka no get our. If you the talk of comfort, if you the talk of rest, if you want value for your money, now Mukafo yo.
Muka, adding comfort to life since 1959.
My guy, waiting the path now. Almost don't see the result. Kind of be smart, but trust you, Nana. One parallel. How you doing now? Fine, I be fine. No, so small house party go in place tomorrow. Jubo Kese go expect you for you tomorrow.
What time?
6 p.m. sharp.
Why you dey rush talk now?
See, my credit goes finish. My credit goes finish.
For this glue economy, now your credit dey finish.
I beg send me another thing.
Gas speedometer. No need to dey rush your call. Buy Glow SIM, and when you submit your NIN, then go first sama you up to free 20,000 naira for voice and data. And when you can't even subscribe to Glow 11 kobo per second, now to the make calls for as low as 11 kobo per second to all networks. It dey available to new and existing subscribers. Terms and conditions dey sha o.
Glow Unlimited.
Welcome back, 32 FM 94.9. Beautiful Monday it is, 15 minutes to 7. And of course, it's time to look at the headlines properly. Austin Idumo joins us on the show. Good morning to you, Austin Idumo.
Good morning, Tayo. And Kenny, good morning.
Good morning, Austin. Let's start off with this one. Out of the Punch. Finance bill, Dangote 7 up 170 firms may lose 2.4 trillion naira tax waivers. We understand about 170 companies may lose out on that particular amount of tax waivers as the federal government moves to phase out tax waivers effective 2022. That's talking about the 2022 finance bill.
Yes, I think it's a good one that the federal government is coming to face off the issue of tax waiver, because tax waiver has become like a disservice to the country. Not as if it's entirely something that is bad, economically speaking, but its management and operation in Nigeria have always been as a result of connivance between top government officials and those companies with vested interests. The idea of a pioneer status for tax incentive is to allow the government to get what is in it for them. It is offered by the government, of course, to the people to boost investments in the country and also to promote businesses. The idea is to stabilize these companies and also make them to contribute to the growth, especially the gross domestic products of the local economy within the country. But this oftentimes has been abused by flagrant disregard for rules and regulation on the part of government officials. You know, when Obasanjo was in power, for example, the Dangote group enjoy incentive tax waiver for a period of, I think, about 8 years. It was Yaradua administration that brought it back and said the government is losing money that runs into hundreds of billions of naira at that particular point in time, which means that if not properly managed, individual businessmen who are so big can decide to make money at the detriment of the government. Of course, we can give tax holiday, we can give tax extensive. Like I said earlier, it will help to promote businesses and also add to the development of the country. But the idea should be a win-win situation, both on the part of government and also on the part of the business owners. But in Nigeria, its operation and management have always been in the interest of this business owner who declare hundreds of billions at the end of the day at the detriment of the government. This Nigeria is about the only country where the economy is down and company, especially service industry, not even manufacturing, declaring humongous bonuses and profit. I don't know whether you understand the point I'm making.
Right.
The economy is diving. Even when the economy was in a recession, service industry declared hundreds of billions in Nigeria. So fundamentally, it shows that the government economy pattern is not currently delivering results. So for those companies that are likely going to be affected, some of them are major players in the industry. The government also work on bringing new people, new businesses, bring them on board. For example, if you give a tax holiday or a tax waiver, like what the Buhari administration did in the case of Dangote, I'm aware that some industrial area in Ogun State, Dangote has agreed in form of tax waiver to be able to construct road as what is in need for the government. So what the government cannot do, they give tax waiver. Those companies must also add to the development and the growth of the country. So creating an enabling environment, in my view, is the fundamental duty of the government. Create an enabling environment, let each businesses survive on their own. Because like I said earlier, the issue of incentive, tax waiver, incentive and what have you have also been able in Nigeria to promote some businesses ahead of others. For example, give me a license as a sole importer of sugar. Would I become a billionaire overnight? We don't need any magic about that. By the time individuals, business owners are given licenses to import consumable into the country, and at the end of the day, you promote them ahead of others. The business of government in an economy is to create an enabling environment for businesses to thrive. We can give incentive to manufacturers when they bring in raw material into the country, give them import incentive, give them tax waiver in some cases, but it shouldn't be at the detriment of the government. So I think the government is just waking up with this finance bill, the money bill, to be able to ensure that at the end of the day, by the end of 2023, the government will be able to rake in. We are talking about excess of 2 trillion. That is what we are talking about. What are those companies giving in return? They exploit their workers, they extort the system, and capitalize on the loophole and mismanagement on the part of government. I think the government is on the right course as far as I'm concerned.
All right, just to put things in perspective here, they're saying that the tax exemptions are for mature industries. Using that word mature industries, how do you see that? Is there a possibility that some people might be left out who actually deserve these tax waivers?
See, those who have contributed majorly, don't forget, government alone cannot create employment. There are some key players who are from the private sector in the economy in terms of job creation and provision. If you give them incentive, for example, in terms of the pioneer tax status that the federal government is talking about, so be it. Of course, businesses are not equal, but the truth of the matter and the cross is that let government create an enabling environment. Some people will get waiver. They contribute more than one another even to the table. But there are occasions where government deliberately will come up with policies and programs that will kill some non-matured, quote and unquote, businesses in the country. Because don't forget, the ones you refer to as mature yesterday, today they were premature yesterday. So we have to do everything as a government to make sure that any business in Nigeria survive. There should not be mortality for businesses in the country, because if you do that, you weaken the economy, you weaken the ability of the private sector to create jobs. Like I said earlier, government alone cannot create jobs. So you create an enabling environment for employers of labor to come in and create jobs to reflate the economy, especially those in critical sector of the economy, such as manufacturing or production.
Don't you think this way we are incurring a lot of losses? Some of these tax waivers are actually needless if you look at it carefully. And those who really benefit, if you look at it critically, are their cronies. Or, I mean, most of the time, those who really need it are not even getting it. But we are even saying, why should we have, this frivolous, tax waiver for companies all the time in this country? We're losing so much from it.
That is why I said the government has suddenly just woken up. They want to use this policy initiative to redirect fund on the part of the government. They are having crisis with the 2023 budget for funding. So they are looking for opportunity to get money, and they are looking at this as a form of idle fund. The issue of tax incentive, tax waiver in Nigeria have been too frivolous. That's just the truth of the matter. Individual, once you have a friend that is a top government official, you get waiver from them. And at the end of the day, it does not benefit the local economy. These businesses declare humongous profit at the detriment of the state, which is not supposed to be so. But because the government is having paucity of funds, they have to look at opportunity where they can get from. That is why I said it is simple. The pioneer tax status is simple. See, create an enabling environment. Let businesses thrive. If you think you are there, go out there and make your money legitimately. Not as a situation. There are some government-made billionaires in the country. I just cited the example the other time. Right. Give me a sole license to bring in product. Don't allow any other person to bring it. I don't even need to do any other thing before I become a multi-billionaire in the country.
Let's look at this story here. National President of the INT'L Cattle Breeders Association of Nigeria, MACBAN, Baba Othman, has revealed how President Buhari disappointed pastoralists despite public endorsing and supporting his re-election bid in 2019, saying he abandoned them after securing victory at the polls. And I said, believe this story. That's your own detriment.
After I abandoned them. You see, a lot of Nigerians, especially people from southern Nigeria and those who are not pastoralists, they will have divergent opinion. That's the truth of the matter. If you ask me, the Buhari administration actually gave a form of leverage to these people. Not directly, but through the body language of Mr. President. Most of the time, we refer to the issue of farmer-elder clashes. But in the real sense of it, these farmers are just natural habitat who occupy their various ancestral homes, their various ancestral community. The idea that nobody owns the land is a lie from the pit of hell. There is the element of the first settler is as old as history in the country. Now, immediately Buhari came on board, this INT'L, we have legitimate ones. The unscrupulous element, the black sheep among them, find a solace that, our man has finally become the president. There is nothing wrong. The issue of farmer headers clashes here and there is as old as the existence of Nigeria. There have always been this crisis. But it became escalated under President Muhammadu Buhari administration because some people feel that, we have our man in office. And we told the president at that time that the best way to address the issue is to cut the bluff of the troublemakers among them, identify the bad eggs among them, and bring them to justice. The president was nonchalant about it until the issue escalated. That is why they can now boldly lay claim and say that they helped the president get into power. I cast your mind back to Obasanjo versus OPC, Frederick Fasheun and Gani Adams. You know, when Obasanjo became the president, they wanted to make the Southwest ungovernable, and he cut their bluff because Gani Adams, Frederick Fasheun were Obasanjo kinsmen. They said charity begins at home. If I make example of my own people, nobody from anywhere could dare me. That was what Obasanjo did to rein them in at that time. He was high-handed as far as the law was concerned at that time, but he did the right thing because people will feel that because they are people from his own side, that is why he had to be negligent about it. He was being nepotic and what have you. Look at the case of OD. Of course, it runs contrary to the law. Some people call it a form of genocide, what Obasanjo did in OD community. But OD is in southern Nigeria. It is not as if you are waging war against another section of the country.
So you're saying there's been profound evidence of bias on the part of...
Of course, the president has not been able...
In favor of INT'L.
Yes, have not been able to handle this very well. That is why they have the effrontery to come out to say that, no, we will announce our own presidential candidate when the time comes, because President Muhammadu Buhari betrayed us. What was the part between them? If you want to ask an average Nigerian today, Mr. President handled the issue of this INT'L with levity. I just said it. It is not every Fulani man that is a criminal. It is not every cattle rearer in Nigeria that is a criminal. But some people decided to make the forest their abode just to wreak havoc. That was why we said at that time that let us identify them. Even the INT'L, you can be able to profile your own people.
One thing is,
register them and let us deal with them the way they are.
Give it to them. They find a way to, become relevant in any government. During Jonathan, they were there, vocal. Under Buhari, very vocal. Are they trying to cut or curry the favor of whoever will be president come next year? Is that what they're trying to do now?
That's the point they want to make. They are only trying to
and also give the Southwest a semblance of.
You are getting it. Telling Mr. President that you have not done well, that will send the like a clarion call to the person that is coming to become the president next year and say, well, the president have not been fair to us, and let's see who we can support that will do our bidding. We are not
strategic positioning.
Yes, we are not talking about doing the bidding of anybody. Nigeria should be an egalitarian society. What that implies is that everybody should be given opportunity to aspire to become whatever they want to be. That is the way it should be. Create an enabling environment, like I said earlier. Let these people be able to do their business. Those that are causing crisis, let us bring them to justice. Criminality has no ethnic group. It doesn't. That's just the truth. We have criminals everywhere. From every tribe in the country, we have criminals. But let us deal with them the way they are. Let us not say because the criminal is my family member, he therefore is not a serious criminal. No, let us deal with them the way they are.
All right, away from that particular story, I will still have some headlines here from the dailies. Let's look at this one. NDLEA intercept 1.7 million opioid pills in noodles orders at Lagos Airport, Gombe. That's what we have here. And I think because Kenny, I'm not sure who Kenny really supports. Is it Lionel Messi now or Ronaldo?
It has to be Messi, but not exactly big fan.
Kenny, why are you saying Messi? Because
right.
he lifted
he's a winner. I mean, you just have to. You can't hate on winners.
Precisely, you can't actually, and that's fair.
That's the truth.
Right.
He has been able to make history. It would have been fulfilled if he didn't lift the World Cup, if he didn't lift the trophy.
Right.
If you look at it critically, it was like the France coach said it was blow for blow. If you really look at that particular match, one of the most keenly contested in recent time. They had to dethrone France from being the defending champion and the cup was won. Whether we like it or not, is a very big feather to the cap of Lionel Messi. I think it's a very good retirement benefit. Whether he wants to retire now,
they said he's not retiring.
Yes, whether he wants to retire now or not, but he has done it in 1978, in 1986, and about 36 years after Argentine, they got it again after a kill contest. And if you also look at Mbappe, of course, you give that to him. I see him as the man of the match, because they did everything to retain that championship. You understand? They fought for it, but maybe it's because of posterity or what have you. Because I was waiting for that story. I wanted to accuse Tayo that this is a most talked about story. We need to.
It was a case of the real GOAT versus the new GOAT.
Yes. So a very good one, and we give it to them. The FIFA World Cup is the biggest game in history, in human history.
But whether he's retiring or not, I feel yesterday Mbappe has been able successfully to retire CR7 and Lionel Messi.
Yes. Of course, he did excellently well. And when the match was on, I was looking at the African continent.
Tell us about it.
When are we going to get to this level where we have to hold our own? That in any World Cup, we have. Of course, we have one of our own that made it to
Morocco.
Who made it? We can do better.
The Arabians?
Yes, we can do better.
Moroccans, the Arabians?
Yes, we can. Let's not even go there.
Okay.
That is another story for another day. Okay. Let's look for, maybe in subsequent time we'll get a nation from the African continent who will not be the Arabian. You understand? Let's see. But I seriously feel that we can do it better, because this is the biggest match, this is the biggest game, and we just have to be part of it. So those who made that very interesting, we say kudos to them. But the truth of the matter is that it was actually fire for fire.
So is the debate over now, CR7 and Lionel Messi?
The conversation is still ongoing, but technically I think it's over.
Technically. Right. Thank you, Osini Dumo. We'll go on another break. We'll be back.
You're listening to 32 FM 94.9.
I go follow the man ways, I be the road, oh. I go follow the man ways, I be the walk, oh. I go follow the man way, go unite the people. Unify. I go follow the man way, go rescue the nation. I go vote Atiku, Mr. Unifier. I don't articulate, I don't articulate, I don't articulate.
PDP! Power to the people! Now, PDP Presidential Campaign Council sponsored this message.
My people, we bring to you here and now the Glow Festival of Joy promo.
It's a life-changing prize galore from Glow.
A stadium full of gidigba prizes to be won.
20 brand new houses.
24 brand new cars.
100 generators.
200 sewing machines. 1,000 rechargeable fans.
And thousands upon thousands of other unbelievable prizes.
Just dial *611# to enter and win in the Glow Festival of Joy promo. Buy up to 20,000 naira data during the promo period and you could win a house. And if you recharge or load data from 500 naira to 10,000 naira monthly, weekly or daily, you stand a chance to win a brand new car plus other great prizes.
Don't just sit around scratching your chin.
Dial *611# now to enter and win. Terms and conditions apply.
Glow Unlimited.
Ǹjẹ́ ti gbọ́ Waka Now Travel Fest ti padà dé bíbà nínú gbogbo oṣù November ní bẹ́bẹ́ yóò máa lọ. Wá jẹ́ gbádùn àwọn ìdúnàdúrà tí kò lẹ́gbẹ́ fún àwọn arìnrìn-àjò lórí owó ọkọ̀ òfurufú, ilé ìtura, visa àti àwọn ìpèsè fún ìsinmi. Kàn sí www.wakanow.com báyìí láti kópa nínú àwọn àrígbádùn tó jọjú wọ̀nyí tàbí kó ṣàbẹ̀wò sí àwọn ojúde ìrìnàjò wa ní Bond Mall, Ventura Mall àti Base One Plaza, Ring Road, Ìbàdàn. Gbangba ti dẹkùn. Wakanow. Gbéra.
Dear fellow citizens, politicians and political parties have started campaigns. Shouldn't we campaign too? Yes, I mean you, the citizen of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. We deserve better. Don't you think so? I don't need to remind you of the harsh economic conditions we live in. We need to campaign to our brothers, our sisters, neighbors, and for a token, you can even campaign on 32 FM, either as an individual or a business. Government can only be oppressive as long as citizens are quiet. Lend your voice. Sponsor a message for a token on radio. Call Aramide on 0704 426 3290. 0704 426 3290. For more details, let's occupy the office of the citizen.
Crossover sí 2023 òróró òtítayọ̀ lọ́lọ́run Sáàmù Olúwa ló máa dà lé ọ lórí.
Orílẹ̀-èdè Jésù ti ṣe iṣẹ́ àmì àti ìyanu ojúkorojú yẹn. Adámímọ́gò Jesus City la máa gbàrí kọjá sí 2023. Nínú pàdé májàmú ọlọ́jọ́ mẹ́ta àgbáyípo láti Friday 30 December di Sunday 1st January 2023. Bàbá Adámímọ́gò Prophet Sáàmù Olúwa Ọlọ́run ti sọ fún bàbá láti dá òróró ojú rere lé gbogbo èèyàn lórí. Anointing for excellence. Ọlọ́run sọ pé gbogbo ẹni máa farahàn. Òun máa bá wọn dá májàmú títayọ fún ìrìn àjò 2023 o. Ọ̀pọ̀ wòlíì májàmú Jésù máa lò. Bísí aláwìyé àlùkò. Olúwa ló ní bísí. Àwọn ló máa léwájú olórin ẹ̀mí. Prophet Sáàmù Olúwa bàbá Adámímọ́gò. Wọ́n á máa dòróró títayọ lé gbogbo èèyàn lórí. Ààyè wọn náà wọ́n kánsẹ́lì tó máa wà. Wákàtí nínú àdúrà máa jò. CSC Adámímọ́gò Jesus City. Ìbàjúlẹ̀ kí ẹ̀pẹ́ expressway. Ìlàmìjà village Aláró City la ó ti pàdé. Ìwọ ló máa sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀rí eléyìí gbà bẹ́ẹ̀.
You're listening to 32 FM 94.9.
Great to have you back with us. 32 FM 94.9, the Break of Dawn paper review. Right here, 070550949, 08097,949. Let's get your thoughts on the stories we've shared with you so far on the paper's review. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
I'm John and Jacob. Good morning to you, Austin, and OLUTAYO. Let me remind Nigerians this morning that in 1984, January 1, it was changed the law that it set the government of Alhaji Shehu Usman Shagari out of office. August 27, 1985, the then Brigadier Joshua Nyedogoyaru told Nigerians that the initial change had been betrayed and the fundamental changes do not appear on the horizon. In 2015, the democratic change revolution that set the former ruling PDP out and APC into power in 2015 has equally been betrayed due to failure of leadership of the country by the chief beneficiaries. If the PDP was bad, the APC has been worse. And by the end of each 8 years next year, APC would have left Nigeria worse than they met it in 2015. I'm John News on Joko.
Thank you, John and Joko. 009 7000 949 0705 5000 949. We take some messages. Good morning, brilliant crew. The World Bank report that 80 million Nigerians risk job loss by 2030 is a signal that wrong people are actually the ones in charge of the helms of affairs currently, because more people are being plunged into poverty instead of them to be lifted out of poverty on a daily basis, which is very bad. Tudolokpa Adeyemi, thank you. We go to your message. Another one here from Balkis. People believe that we are unfairly attacking the Buhari administration, even though teachers and medical professionals are also leaving the nation owing to other intolerable challenges. What should we say if practically every sector is unable or unstable and not functioning properly? Balkis Anadra, thank you for your message. 009 7000 949 0906 200949 and 0705 5000 949. Okay, Jerome Babatunde, thank you for your message. It is not only waiving of tax, but ensure not only government or structured workers were the only ones paying tax. All Nigerian workers were eligible to pay tax stipulated by law. that is payee. Above all, effective utilization of taxes is the key to move the country forward. Thank you. Bola Tito Amokwe, we got your message. Thank you. This another one here on tax waiver, and that is from, let me say, from Pedro. Tanya Pedro. Tax waiver is not the right means of developing the economy. It should not be on selective basis.
All right, 070-55,949, 080-97,949.
There's a news coming from Osun State, Justin Adumo, the SSS, and the governor. Did you see the headline?
Yes, I saw the headline. It's particularly disturbed me that a new governor is having issue with a kind of controversy with security operative. According to the government side, it was a dichotomy between the DSS and the police. According to them, they said the two authorities have been notified. But according to the DSS, they said the governor have not treated them fairly. That the governor is fond of verbal assault. I don't know what the governor wants to achieve, if that is anything to go by. But I feel it should be amicably resolved. The governor is too young in office to start cutting unnecessary controversy, especially from security operative. These are in charge of your personal safety. The DSS monitor and guarantee the daily itinerary of the governor. That is the work of the DSS. If they say the governor should not go out, based on intelligence report, the governor dare not go out. The same to Mr. President. So they work directly with him. It's for his personal safety. So whatever the issues are, I think it should be amicably and urgently resolved.
Okay, so let's take a look at this one. CBN cash withdrawal limits political affect elections. That's according to Balkachua. He said that those limits, there's no explanation that the federal government wants to give to that particular move by the CBN. They're saying that it's definitely political.
He's a politician. He's a serving senator. That is why you see some of them will go against this. I thought there would be argument from the National Assembly that it will affect businesses in the country. It's not about the common man. It's always about the ruling class, about them. If it affects election, who cares about that? How many people has election helped? How many people has their election? It's the issue of vote buying. They are afraid that if the withdrawal limit starts by January the 9th, they won't have that opportunity to stash fund in their home for vote buying. Because that is the only means by which politicians can win election, by inducing voters.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Balkis on audio from Ibadan.
All right.
Okay, regarding the moves of the Senate and House of Representatives on withdrawal limit, I don't think they should revise that policy, because I'm very sure they are taking this step because it does not favor them. And of course, it's going to hamper some of the way they usually manipulate elections. How many times have they decried the alarming rate of insecurity, or the way people are being kidnapped, or the hardship in Nigeria? So they are saying this now because it does not favor them, not because they are sympathetic towards the plight of the common man in Nigeria. Good morning.
Thank you, Balkis. All right, so Senator Jomo, we have to leave the studio now. Thank you for sharing your morning.
Thank you.
Yes, our Santa event is still on. Father Christmas is still on, and of course, with just 2,000 naira, you can bring your kids, to see Santa, and of course, win very wonderful prizes from our grotto. I am OLUTAYO OGUNADE. Thank you, dear listener.
I am Kenny DUROTILU. Have a pleasant day.
The joy of a great nation rests on the shoulders of a radio station.
Camera action.